tell me, so the Clinton, Miss Clinton she held that super predator speech.
Mm-hmm.
And how is that not, I mean, she called young black kids animals.
Respectability politics. That's the only thing I can do. I absolutely agree. My
How is that
parents,
not
no,
viewed
seriously,
from the
my
church
mother.
every day? I don't get it.
But see, that's when we start talking about, when we start looking at like how the support for the Clintons breaks down. It really breaks down more along like class, like certain lines or whatever, political alignment. A lot of people just don't know that much about Senator Sanders, and the more they do, I mean, everyone, we all keep saying it, but when we talk to people, we find it's true. When I say we, I'm talking about those of us who are black supporters who talk to potential black voters. You know, when we talk to people, we start talking about some of the things, especially when you look at the Fight for 15 picket lines. When you look at the Fight for 15 picket lines, they're overwhelmingly black and Latino and women. And when you start talking to people that fit in those, they're like, really? Somebody's talking about that? But I absolutely agree with you. How do you listen to that? Well, everyone says, well, Bernie Sanders was the one that voted for the crime bill. She didn't vote for it. No, he did vote for it. She did not vote for it, but she actively helped lobby for the crime bill, for welfare reform, for several detrimental things. And if she gets to take credit for CHIP,
Mm-hmm.
she has to deal with the negative consequences of all the other stuff that she did during her husband's administration.
But I want to unpack that one. You have to unpack that onion just a little bit more for me.
Yes.
Because it's one thing, Bernie Sanders clearly outlined his problems with the bill, and his problems with the bill were the very things that Hillary Clinton was promoting about the bill, right? And he knew that this was going to disproportionately affect black people, but he supported the bill. He ended up voting for the bill because of, I can't think of it right now.
It's the Violence Against Women's Act provisions that were added in, because that is also the same year that Nicole Simpson Brown was killed.
Right.
And there's video. And see, this is what I said. I think we were in a Twitter argument with somebody before about this. This is what I've said to people numerous times: is there's video, and like you pointed out, there's video of her. She's repeated that statement in a couple of different interviews too. It wasn't just like one singular thing. She extolled the ability to make more prisons and the 3 strikes and all that other stuff. There's video. So he has explained. He said it wasn't the best vote. Just like he's reconsidered his vote with the gun manufacturer's immunity. Like he's open to revisiting things and listening to the argument.
But you have to look at the core reason.
Yeah. You can't disregard it.
The core reason Hillary Clinton passed or pushed for this was not for the Violence Against Women Act. It was for the tough on crime policies. And the core reason that Bernie Sanders voted for it was because
the Violence Against Women. And then it also had an assault weapons ban in it too. It had the assault weapons ban, it had the Violence Against Women Act provisions. It was like 3 things that were in it that you can look at and say, okay, I can understand why. And then it had those other negative things. But we also got to understand, like, we're talking about the 94 crime bill. You had the support of the Congressional Black Caucus. So going back to the question about how can we tolerate her with that? I mean, it's the respectability politics issue. It's the people complaining about, well, if you pulled your pants up, we wouldn't get harassed by the police.
Right.
I mean, it's that mindset within our community that unfortunately allows them. Some people say it's a plantation mindset as well. Like, it's that mindset that, and even when we have even you don't even have to go back that far. You can just go back to 2008 with the way she ran her campaign against then Senator Obama. It wasn't just racial undertones. It was blatantly racist at points in time. And the Pumas, as the Hillary supporters were referenced back in 2008, were equally angry and nasty. I think there's YouTube video of someone like going off about why she won't support President Obama. So, and they're back in full force now. I think I do think you have a lot of voters who either forgot, or you have a lot of black voters who are so wedded to the idea of their first true black president and President Obama, that they're willing to support his legacy, and they really believe her when she says Bernie Sanders is attacking that. Yeah. I mean, it's a smear.
Let me jump in here real quick. Lil Man on Twitter @AngryVoter714 said, please tell Anoa to run for anything and he will vote for her.
I got to pay off my student loan debt. Since I'm a privileged establishment lawyer, working for a government entity doesn't pay that much, and I got to wait till my student loans are paid off.
Yeah.
before I can afford to do anything.
We're keeping our eye on New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen. We have